DJ Autism.
Just nice, white noise. Just nice, white noise. I'm here excited, you like it automatic. I just wanna keep me on repeat and hear me.
What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to a new video on the channel. Welcome back to another video where you guys have sent me a bunch of stuff and I'm gonna try them in today's video. There's a couple tunes that I have that I really want to check out and see what happens, see what you guys have sent, and of course you guys can be the judge if the tune is good or not. And also I'm gonna be the judge and see if the tune is good or not. You guys can send stuff over on my Discord. Link to that is down below. Nice. Let's get crashed into a car. Link to that is down below. You can go check it out, and of course you can like I said, send stuff over yourselves, and you know, I may try them in a new video. They can be good, they can be bad, they can be, you know, just tunes where you're looking for some sort of advice or whatever. Maybe you want to have, you know, my input on them, or the chat's input on them, or I guess the comments input on them. Regardless, we're gonna try some tunes for today's video. Let's get started. Now, one of the first ones that I'm gonna try, this guy sent in 4 different tunes, and he's done classic muscle car dirt tunes. That's still in the works, so feedback is definitely needed to make all 4 better. Also, sim steering is recommended. Cool. So I'll check out one of these for now, because I want to check out a tune from someone else as well. So I want to see what we have here for this guy's tune. I'm going to pick, which one do we have? We have a few of them here. Like I said, we have 4 of them, but which one do I prefer to drive the most? I think I'm going to drive a Chevelle. I love the Chevelle. I think the Chevelle is a very, very sick car. Always been a big fan of the Chevy Chevelle. So, see if I can spot it here. There it is. I'm on it right now. And all we do now is we swap over to this thing. We download the share code for the tune itself. Of course, you guys can do the same thing as well. You can download the tune and try it for yourselves. Get to this, get to that, share code. Boom. So we have 655912094. That is the share code for this. There it is. A-Class Dirt. Garage suspension, off-road, tire compound, and it's all-wheel drive, making 900 horsepower. So let's have a look and see what this thing is about. Of course, we have a bunch of different cars to compare this to. Obviously, the big daddy of them all is going to be something like the, you know, the, what's it called? Wait, does this actually have the tune on it, or did I just download the tune and that was it? I'm assuming I put on the tune on this car. If not, let's just install it or load it. Okay, I have put it on. Never mind. Because I wasn't paying attention. I was like, because sometimes I do it without the car being selected. Like, I don't have the car on me. I just get the tune first, and then yeah, you get what I mean. He's done it right though. Bigger rear wheel, which means that he's trying to keep it at the top of the class as much as possible, while squeezing out as much power as possible. Really short gear ratios. Okay, this could be interesting. What I was saying is that there are, you know, comparisons to the big dog of them all, which is the Bone Shaker. So probably not going to be doing much in terms of comparing it to the Bone Shaker. I kind of want to try it. Maybe San Juan Scramble. Nah, because this has really short gear ratios, so I don't know if San Juan Scramble is going to be a good one, because I feel like in this one you just kind of stick to really high gear and that's pretty much it. He hasn't really said what it's built for, like what are these tunes built for. So we don't know if it's for a small tight track, you know, small corners, really long corners, you know, something like the Caldera Scramble, which of course is a tiny track, or, you know, something like the San Juan Scramble, which is a slightly longer track, but we also have pretty much not that many corners. I don't know what the jumps are like on this thing, so it's pretty much kind of like a find it out for myself type of vibe. I think I'm gonna go with a little track here. Horizon Baja Scramble, we have like a mix of corners here. I mean, we don't really have any big corners. I think a sprint race would be good. Then again, some of these do use like just regular roads. So ideally what I should be doing is I should pick something that's got mainly off-road trails. Let's do the Baja California Trail. I don't think I've done a run on this. Have I ever done a run on this in A-Class? It'd be nice if something shows up. You know? Hello? There we go. I've never done an A-Class. Perfect. We can see what this thing is like against other cars on this track. I've never done a run on this track before in A-Class, which is perfect. Let's try to see if I can get myself as close to top 1,000 as possible. I guess that is the goal for with this tune. I don't even remember if I have if I've done... No, I've definitely done a run on this track with other cars, but I don't remember the track that much, which means I will have to get to know it again. I was playing a bunch of GT7 not that long ago, so I feel like my driving is going to be a little bit different. The 10-speed transmission or 9-speed or whatever you put on this thing, I'm assuming it was there mostly just because you wanted to have a heavier gearbox in the car so you can squeeze as much power as you possibly can out of this thing. I feel like all the gears are really short, and then you get to the higher gears, like the 6, 7, and 8, and they're very long. Control-wise, this is like one of the easiest cars I've controlled in a while, to be honest. Off-roading, like it's really easy to drive. It does have a bit of a lofty like float about it. It's not too sharp at turning in. I also don't think I'm on sim steering. I might not be. I don't remember what I was driving last, so I may need to change the sim steering next run. He did say sim steering is recommended for it, so we'll see. Also, since this is a sprint race and not a circuit race, there's no like run-ups involved. You don't have to do like a lap to like come back to the start again and, you know, do this whole start-finish line thing and have a rolling lap start. Yeah, the car itself is really easy to drive off-road though, like super easy. It absorbs bumps really nicely. I think it's built pretty well, from what I can see. 8 gears is way too long. When he gets really high in the gears, I just feel like you've left them a bit too long. You can literally just get rid of the, like, you don't have to have the, like, gears this long, by the way. You can still, like, it can still be, like, a 6-speed, basically. You can just cancel out the last, like, 4 gears, by the way. You don't need to have gears that are really short at the very beginning, so you change gear all the time, and then really long at the top, because you don't want to use them, or, like, you don't end up using them as often anymore. You know what I mean? You can still cancel that out. So maybe transmission change slightly. I feel like that could be a little bit of a... I think you can maybe work on, but apparently this thing is very easy to drive. Or not apparently, but like, you know, obviously, since I've just driven it, it's very easy to control and to drive. So it doesn't really slip or anything. It doesn't do much. I feel like it kind of understeers a little bit, but that's again probably due to... No, I'm on sim steering. It's a little understeery then. If I'm on sim steering, it's a little not understeery, but it's like it's not sharp at turning in. How can you do that? How can you fix that? I think making it more rear biased when it comes to the acceleration and like the torque distribution. I kind of prefer my cars usually more rear biased. That's just me. I feel like maybe because you've built this thing so it's more balanced, maybe it doesn't slide as much. But I feel like the front end kind of feels a little bit too heavy. As in, like, it doesn't want to, like, just dart into the corners very quickly. And also, suspension setup, obviously, you can change slightly to have it do that. Anti-roll bars as well. Usually, the softer front and stiffer rear end kind of fixes that issue. Not a top 1000 time, unfortunately. I want to try and go again. We got a Jeep Trailcat that's ahead of me. We also get Dungeon 1 song in the Maserati 8CTF, which is a pretty mental car. It doesn't really change gears very slowly, so I was thinking maybe, you know, manual clutch could probably work on this thing, but like again, it just doesn't change gears that slowly, so I feel like there's still... It's still like a... I don't know, man. I don't know. It's quick, but it's not a fast car, if that makes sense. So I don't know about A-Class being like the good like positioning for this car. I'll try again. I'll try to go faster into the corners. That was only my very first attempt, by the way, so keep that in mind. That was my first time literally experiencing this car, so... See, like, having to change all the way into 6 before I even get to the first corner. And we're not really driving that fast. I don't know if that's a... best of things. Use the fence to really slow me down a little bit. I'm going to try and turn into the corners a little bit earlier because I think I can maybe clip some of these flags. And again, like I said, since this thing kind of leans and understeers a tiny bit, going into the corners earlier means I can just clip that inside flag basically the entire time. And keep my speed up. See, kind of like that. I just feel like that this is still a little bit too slow. Oh, I tried it there. That was pretty much what I was trying to do. Basically, as soon as, like, start turning in slightly sooner, because then the car kind of leans and goes a little bit wide. So I get to clip the flags. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the gears. That's pretty much the only thing that I really don't like that much. And then, like I said, I just feel like it could be a little bit sharper turning in. Apart from that, it's not really a terrible tune. I think the more I drive it, the faster and faster I'll get though. Like, it's just gonna be quicker and quicker around the track. That's just kind of obvious. Like 2.6 seconds faster on my second, like, full lap attempt, or like full run from start to finish attempt. It's pretty nuts. That is significantly better than before. Got a super van. Sick. Sell that. So yeah, it's not bad. It isn't bad at all by any means, but I think it can be improved. I feel like other people that are more, I guess, like just better than me at this game could probably give this thing a try, and you can get yourself some better feedback on it. But this is kind of just what my take is on it. I feel like I can do better overall, more and more. It's definitely not like a top 1,000 car or anything like that. Or sorry, not top 1,000. I don't think it's like a top, you know, like 100 car or whatever. I don't think we can put it at that point just yet. I think you can squeeze out top 1,000 pretty easily with this thing. I think I can squeeze off another second with it 100% off of that time. There you go. Just so you guys don't think that I'm talking out of my ass when I said that this is a top 1,000 car. It is a top 1,000 car. It just isn't like a super high-end, like, over the top, like, OP car. But it is a top 1,000 car. There you go. I just wanted to make that clear for everybody, because sometimes I leave it alone and I don't want to keep, like, trying over and over and over again. But there you go. This was like my 4th or 5th attempt. I think I ended up, like, missing a checkmark or two in some of the runs, and then I just did that time, basically, from start to finish. It's an easy car to drive, again, like I said. Anyway, let's move on to our second tune for today's video. This one's for the Golden Toge, apparently. It's a Honda Civic Type R in A-Class again. Not a big tough speed, but it should eat through the corners and outbrake everything in its way. Big claims. Big claims for a 2018 Honda Civic Type R. Is this the one that I don't like? Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, we've had a bunch of different ones on the channel before. A bunch of different Civics. We had some fast Civics on the channel, especially for the Golden Toge track. For people that don't know, and you're new to the channel, the Golden Toge is basically just a mountain pass that's already in the game, that we already have, but it's made narrower. And it kind of looks like a Toge, basically, like a mountain pass, like a Japanese mountain pass. But it's obviously just a standard road that's already in the game. But it's just made narrower, and it makes it so cars need to be very agile and just basically need to handle really well if you want to be fast on this track. So that's why we like this track. 743 760 671. That's the share code for the Civic. All brake, no gas. Slake tire compound. Rear wheel drive. Interesting. This became a lot more interesting now. A rear wheel drive Civic. Very interesting. Okay, I'm intrigued now, because we've had some fast Civics on this track and they've been left as a front wheel drive. Let me go and actually have a look at this. Hopefully the recording doesn't actually fully stop. I think we should be fine. I have... Okay, so the fastest Civic that we have on this track think there's also an A-Class somewhere. If I can find it. Now we have an NSX. Damn, there is a Civic. Okay, fastest Civic someone has sent me is a 447. Not very fast. Not a very fast one, actually. Just realized. 447 is pretty slow. In the Sentra we also had, which I think that was front-wheel drive as well. I mean, I think one of the fastest cars that we have on this track was a front-wheel drive Ford Focus. So, that's a pretty interesting one. Regardless, they're very fast front-wheel drive cars. But this one's rear-wheel drive. So, it should be even more intriguing to see how this thing fares up. So all I do is go into my favorites. There's the Golden Toge. It's got a bajillion plays on it already. There's a shakeout if you want to try it. Okay, let's see what this is like. Let's see what my first impressions are with this thing. Still sim steering. Forza Aero obviously because we need some downforce. But let's see. I also need to lower my blinds because I can't see anything when it's at nighttime. Plus, we're going to be playing in first person, so unfortunately, for everybody watching, you guys are going to see this view. I will show you guys the exterior view, though, at the end of the video, just so you don't feel like you're left out, really. And the view doesn't look just like this. Interesting. That back end really wants to break loose a lot, which is very weird. I have to find the dimensions of this thing as well. It feels very strange to drive already. It feels a bit weird. Okay, let's just try again. Yeah, it definitely doesn't feel quick. It feels slow, but it just feels like the rear end just breaks traction just randomly. He's not wrong about the brakes being really, really good, though. Probably because the car doesn't weigh that much. Again, going from Gran Turismo and then hopping on this and doing basically an off-road race, and then now trying this. Oh, what is it? Feels very strange to drive. Yeah, the backhand wants to step out every now and then, but it's not like it's... Very, very strange feeling car to drive. Really, really weird. Feels like your suspension is way too stiff. Just all the way around, it just feels too stiff, in my opinion. Like, everywhere I go, I just feel like every bump, which is crazy, but I can, like, basically just feel it the way it drives, just how the car reacts after it happens, basically, you know? You can't really just straight up feel it because I'm playing on a controller and I'm playing a video game, really. So even if you are playing on a wheel, you won't be able to really feel it in your seat or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how I'm saying it, but you can physically, like see, or I guess feel when the car is just losing traction. Whenever it hops somewhere, like if there's like a little hump in the track somewhere, a little hop or a little bit of a dip. The brakes are really good though. Brakes are very, very good. He's not wrong about the brakes being really, really good. They are great. Yeah, I can't tell if this thing wants to understeer or oversteer sometimes, man. It just feels very awkward to drive. Maybe I'm not driving it fast enough. Maybe that's my issue. Let me put my foot down a bit more. Let's try to speed up a little bit. I don't really want to crash into the walls, though. This is definitely my... kind of like my scouting run, my scouting lap. Kind of figuring out how the car drives and how quick I really can go through some of these corners, you know what I mean? See, look, now it's understeering. That's crazy. Let's slow it straight down here because I don't know how fast I can go through that gap. Oh, I don't know how wide this thing is really. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this, honestly. It's a very, like I said, a very strange feeling about driving this car. I don't know if rear-wheel drive fits a Honda Civic. I think all-wheel drive fits it, because they're very, very lightweight to begin with, so you're only adding like a tiny bit of weight to it, and then basically making it so it grips a lot better, especially coming out of corners. But the front-wheel drive aspect of the Honda Civic, there is something special there. It's a reason why they're very, very quick cars around the track, even as front-wheel drives. It is definitely going to be slow, I'll tell you that now. We're in the 420s already, almost 430s now. Look, like I'm understeering in third, trying to pull forward, and then look, now I'm oversteering. It's such a strange feeling car to drive. Really, really strange. 444. 444 puts it about, I'd say about halfway down the list in A-Class. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 4 cars ahead of it. Maybe 5 cars, because I think I may have missed 1 or 2 cars and I haven't put on this list. But 444 2 puts it kind of down a little bit. It's not like really, really slow because it is A-Class. I have to keep that in mind. But it's just a very strange feeling car to drive. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. Like I said, I don't know if it wants to oversteer, if it wants to understeer. Sometimes it does. It does both. Like it's just a weird sensation driving this thing. And your suspension, like I said, I feel like it's really, really stiff, especially on the rear, because I feel like every bump and everything just ends up making the rear end just hop out, basically. Just wants to go out. It only has like about 300 and something horsepower, so it shouldn't really be that difficult to put power down in like on slicks, you know. All right. Let's try to get a faster time here. I'm probably going to stay a little bit quiet. So I kind of want to concentrate on getting a faster lap time here. So I'm probably going to shut up now. Well, I was right. I just wasn't going fast enough. That is one of the things that I should have probably been doing. I was just not going fast enough. I figured out the balance of this thing, and it is much better than I anticipated. Much, much better than I thought. Okay. I like it. 438. Pretty much flat. 438.0. Plus this thing now, so much higher than before. So much higher. Instead of it now being about halfway down A-Class, it is, on this list right now, it's the 3rd fastest A-Class car, which is pretty damn good. I think maybe the 4th fastest, because I think there's maybe 1 or 2 other cars in A-Class that I haven't actually put on this list in a while. I probably should really update the list on the Discord, but it's good. It's good. I definitely, like I said, I thought that it has like such a weird like floaty mix between understeering and oversteering. So when you drive, you definitely notice both of them happening a lot. And it's just a bit weird to see because it is, again, it's a rear-wheel drive car, so you expect the rear end to kind of step out more than the front end, but there are like kind of inklings of understeer a little bit. I still feel like the suspension is just a tiny bit too stiff, but apart from that, it is definitely a quick car. Really, really quick, and the braking, again, like you said, is really, really good. So you can brake really, really light into the corners. Yeah, this was a nice little run. I'm just gonna show you guys the replay, basically the 3rd person instead of just the cockpit like steering wheel cam because I feel like a lot of people kind of prefer this, so you guys can see exactly how I was driving. And keep in mind that I can still go faster than this, and pretty much anybody can go really faster than this if they keep having more and more attempts. But this is the same thing that I've done with pretty much every other car so far on this Golden Toge times list. I basically do one run from start to finish, where it's just kind of like a scouting run. If I crash to the wall, I'll restart, just so I can have kind of like a baseline time. And I can kind of see, you know, how fast I can go in the corners and all that. But then, of course, I will have to try and do kind of like a more aggressive and faster lap, and just try to see how much faster can I actually go through some of these corners, and how close I can get to the walls, all that sort of stuff. So this second start to finish run was basically that. But I was correct in saying that I think I experienced a lot more understeer and oversteer because I was driving slower. I think as soon as I was driving faster, I feel like maybe my aero was just helping me a lot more because I was driving faster. But I genuinely felt the understeer and oversteer kind of a little bit less. It was more in the slower corners that I could definitely tell it was happening. But it was also, again, like, I just, you know, kind of aimed before the corner, if that makes sense, because I knew that the car would like kind of understeer a tiny bit. So I kept doing the same thing that I was doing with the Chevy earlier, where I kind of aimed kind of before the corner, and the car would kind of slip forward a little bit, and then I'd realize now I'm in the position where I can take this corner pretty much flat out, because I already had like a tiny bit of understeer where the front end kind of dips wide a little bit. Regardless, fun tunes, I should say. Both of these were actually quite fun to drive and pretty interesting. This was kind of one of the videos where I actually enjoyed both of the tunes. Slightly different, well, very different from each other, but they were like not like overly OP or crazy or anything like that, but they were both like good. You know, I can't call them bad because they weren't bad. They were both like good tunes. Anyway, hopefully other people can try your tunes and you can get some more feedback over in the old Discord. But for now, hopefully you just appreciated my input basically on this. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of this. If you guys want to watch the rest of it, you can. Even here I can probably go flat out if I get ballsy enough and I can find out about the real size of this car basically. Regardless, like I said, thank you for watching everybody. I'm gonna let you guys watch the rest of this if you want, but for now that's it for me. Goodbye everyone, have a good day.